Ha! I'm back. You thought I'm going to pull a Nyhmnim on you, didn't you? Like not releasing a second episode of the second series like a certain someone did? Well, hello there my fellow gentle nerds. It's me, back on the microphone again. It's me, Echo. And it has been a hot minute, like really a bit, like I think over 2 months now that I have not been uploading. And I have some reasons for that. And one of the reasons, like if you have not been following me on my streams or maybe even joined my Discord, you probably don't know. I became a father for the second time. So if you hear some little noises, that's because she is right here on my arm right now and is recording this video, or like this portion of the video with me. I became a father for the second time, as I said. Stuff then happened because I got a new job. I worked into my new job. I am working as an editor for a very popular Yu-Gi-Oh YouTuber. You probably know him. It's the Kali Effect. And my daughter had to go into the hospital, like the little one. And for a second time, it seemed like she had to go again. So things were happening, and that's the reason why I haven't been uploading for a while now. You have seen me doing some streams in the past, but not much video stuff, and this is going to change. We are going to go back. Yeah, well, English is a bit hard right now. Going to go back to a regular schedule. I hope at least that we are going to do that. And I try my best to stay 1 week ahead of schedule. So, well, you see this. I probably even have episode 3 ready and well edited, or I'm in the process of editing it still, because I have already recorded a lot of that stuff. This part here is recorded right before I upload the video, just to bring you up to pace with me. And you can hear the little one, she is not amused, so we are going to go to our first wheel time. So we are going to spin the wheel and see what cards we can get. You can see the amount of tokens that we have today. It is not that much, it's 4 tokens. It's 4 small tokens. I mean, I could have gone for 1 big and 1 small token, but I'm going to explain in a minute. So, see you there. Oh yeah, okay. That first week, those duels were exactly what I completely expected. To be completely honest, I didn't expect anything else. And with our budget, we are getting 3 small tokens or 1 big token each week. They are interchangeable in worth. We could decide to go into 1 big token and 1 small token wheel. That would be an option, but to be completely honest, all of those cards that are on here are fairly good. So I think for the first week I'm going to go for 4 spins and update the deck significantly with 4 cards, because 1 out of the dual win from last week, that only dual win that we have, and the 3 for the weekly budget. So let's see what we're getting here. We get an extra deck monster, Sacred Tree Beast Hyperiton. Yay! So, starting off with Sacred Tree Beast Hyperiton, or Hyperiton the Sacred, you know what I mean. This card was kind of like hyped to be the predecessor of the Very Fun Dragon, which it is not, but it has a good effect, let me tell you. The first effect is on my turn. When I activate a card, and I have a card with a similar card type, monster, spell, or trap, in my graveyard, I can attach this card from my graveyard to the Hyperiton. And on my opponent's turn, I can detach a card in response to an activation of a card he has. If he activates a spell card and I have a spell card attached to Hyperiton, I can detach that and negate the activation. So it can be an Omni-negate, but it requires some setup. Okay, that got deleted from the wheel. So we have one Sacred Tree Beast Hyperiton, which we are getting. And we go into our second spin. World Legacy Monstrosity, I take it. World Legacy Monstrosity is a very useful card with two effects. Effect 1, special summon a level 9 monster from my hand. Simple enough. Effect 2 would be, I have a level 9 monster on my field, I can target that, and then special summon 2 different level 9 monsters from my deck with different names and types and attributes. But those cannot attack during this turn. What this can facilitate is rank 9 Xyz plays. So it's a free Xyz if I have a level 9 on board. Not bad. That is actually not a bad card, because that special summons a lot of level 9 monsters. Can go very well with our Sacred Tree Beast that we just got. Third spin, let's see. We are getting another extra deck monster, or is it a boss quest? Oh, it is a generator boss quest. Okay. Can be worth it. I was not too keen on getting one, but here we are. The generator boss quest gets added. And for our last spin today, what are we getting? Not another. Okay, now we got the Phantom Fortress. Not another boss quest. I was hoping not to get another one. We get a Phantom Fortress Enterblathnir. And the last card for today is Phantom Fortress Enterblathnir. And this card is funny because you have 4 effects which you can choose one of. If I detach a card, simple enough, I can either banish a card from my opponent's hand at random, from my opponent's side of the field, from my opponent's graveyard, or from my opponent's top deck. Like the top card of the deck can be banished. And that's it. It's very simple but very powerful, since it doesn't target. It's just banish one. Very good card. Which is also a very good card, and I think is even our go-to play if we have more than 2 monsters on board. Hyperiton can work, but I think Phantom Fortress does a way better job at this. So those are our 4 new cards that we're adding. Let's see how the deck looks. Alright, so this is the list that we are bringing to episode 2. And let's be honest, it's not been much of a change here, since, well, we don't have too much to change. We just have one more boss quest in the main deck and the World Legacy Monstrosity, which can actually help us play the game if we don't open anything to go for the boss stage. What happened is that we moved a subtraction and a boss bite to the side deck, because our side deck is still lacking cards. We had the option to just do that without any repercussions. And in the extra deck we have, well, 2 new cards in Hyperiton and Enterblathnir. So in the end, I think the extra deck additions are very good, with Enterblathnir being 100% the best card, and with Monstrosity being the best main deck option. Boss Quest is not bad, don't get me wrong, but it requires me to open Boss Quest and a monster, and I'm like not minusing on it, but it's like it gives knowledge to the opponent. So that's why the World Legacy Monstrosity is not like the best the Boss Quest is not the best card that I could wish for, but it's a good card nonetheless. So you won't find any download link to this deck profile or to this deck YDK, just because this deck is not good. Let me tell you, this deck really is lacking stuff. Like, don't play this. I tried to make it good, and once it's somewhat good, you get a list and you can download it. Maybe on certain checkpoints, maybe episode 5 and 10 or something like that. But not episode 2, because you don't want to play this. It's not good. And if you want to like build it yourself, you can see it on screen. That's it. Right into the duels, I think. So here we are at the Stage-Duels again for episode 2. We start off obviously with stage 1-2 today against Luxtra from my Discord channel. And before we go into that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, give yourself the boss buff and click the red box down below so you get notified whenever a new video uploads. And it also shows the algorithm overlords that this content is worth sharing, which helps me out a lot. Whatever you want to say here, thank you so much if you do that, and if not, maybe those duels will help you make a decision. We start off obviously, as already told, with Luxtra as stage 2-1. And I go first because I won the die roll and I like that. So I set 2 and pass. That gives me a Generator boss fight, and he activates a Resonator's call, I think. I get my boss stage, get my Nidhogg out, and 4 tokens. With 4 tokens out, well, that's a bit overkill, I feel, but he has a Dark Hole. So completely negated, and he is setting 3 + 1 set and pass. I just set a multiplication, and here's another Resonator command. I get my boss stage, have now the Frody and 3 tokens, and he flips up Raigeki. But to make matters worse, I bounce or clear 2 of his monsters. Unluckily for me, he get 2 cards. Luckily for me, Dad is so much not live right now because he has more than 3 Darks in Grave. He then can fill up his board, but Dad comes out anyway. I don't know how this happened. Maybe I cannot calculate here, but it is what it is. He then sinks in for 9,500 damage, which is lethal. Game 2, I make him go first, and you can see I have sided in the Waking the Dragon. I luckily get the boss quest, so I get boss stage and I have boss room up and another set. Then I activate the boss room. He then has again the Resonator command call. Cuck, I don't know. I get 4 tokens and have a boss room up, which is very good. He then has a Resonator call, and I can see in his hand he has another one. Crimson Resonator and his Wolf Boy, and another Resonator call brings out Red Resonator. I don't like this deck. And there's another Red Rising Dragon. Like, after he had this other one, he gets another one. There's Crimson and there are 2 Reds, and that gives him 2100 life. He then has a Big Boy, hits into a token. I don't know why. But he gets 2 in defense, activates his Scarlight Boy and gets a red Nova Dragon. I just set 1 and pass. Luckily I still have my Nidhogg, so I have a negate and destruction on field. And I activate and clear both. So red Nova Dragon cannot be targeted, which was bad. He then cyclones my back row, and I was like, oh fuck, this game is so done. He normal summons the red familiar, and there is another Resonator, which I stop. He then hits into a Nidhogg, which was luckily in defense position, so I could not do much. I then normal summon a multiplication, and the Nova stops destruction and then comes back, and it is not looking good. He then cyclones my back row, which is Waking the Dragon, and I get my Heavenly Spheres, and now it's looking a lot better right now. And I have Spheres, and he has just 1 Resonator on board. I then get Sigma and can bring back Multiplication. The bad part here is Final Sigma is not protected due to Heavenly Spheres being in there, and I can sink in for a bit of damage. He then has the Dark Hole, but I sign it backdoor my Final Sigma, so he has a 1-turn clock. Otherwise, it's not looking good for him. It's coming back. I activate Sigma, bring back Sigma, and Balancer Lord. I bring out Addition. Overlay into Laplacian. Remove 2 and have a free board to hit in 4 game. that was good. Game 3, can we make it happen? Can we have our first match win? We just set 3 and pass. And unlucky for us, nothing too crazy here. He has Red Rising Dragon and has 2 triggers in Grave, brings out Red Resonator. And there's a head trigger, another Red Rising. There's another Red Resonator. He gets a lot and has the Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend might be cool as well, and sinks in a lot of damage. I just get Boss Bite and it's like, it's horrible. It's just horrible. He has Chain Resonator, Crimson Resonator, and the Wonder Wolf Boy, another Scarlight, and a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. And there is more World Legacy Monstrosity and Boss Room. So I at least get out the Dovelgus, was my hope, until the World Legacy Monstrosity get negated. Unfortunate. Stage 2 is against Pepperoni. And with Pepperoni being on some kind of Eldritch Mayakashi zombie build, he brings out Eldritch with 1 set and a Scarlet Sanguine as well. Passes to me. I have Boss Quest, which is good. He then activates the Scarlet Sanguine and starts off some Mayakashi plays, which is just set up for next turn. I then set 3 and activate Boss Stage and pass. He then banishes my Boss Quest, which I didn't understand, but well, it happened. I then get my Dovelgus, and that made me able to trigger so I can bring out Frody. And with Frody, I had enough on field to disrupt him whenever I want. He then has some unlimited potential to, like with Darky, and that can reset itself, and there's another Mayakashi, and I destroy both. He then activates the Scarlet Sanguine and I trigger Boss Room, so he cannot negate it. Both get destroyed, and he has the Darky and he brings back Yoko. So in the end, maybe not as worth as I hoped it would be. But yeah, he hits into my token and my Dovelgus, both get destroyed. And it's not looking too hot right now. He has 2 Necroworld Banshee in hand. And I top deck another Boss Room, which is completely dead since I have another one up. On his turn, I get another Frody and bring out tokens. And that was the time around when I figured out, okay, probably my best win con is by decking him out. And he wants to Haquero, but I activate Boss Room and the Frody clears the whole board. He then brings 2 Mayakashis back from the graveyard and destroy my boss stage, but I get another boss fight, which triggers, so I get another Nidhogg here. Then he has a full board, but the problem is Frody is completely dead. Luckily, it's enough for me to survive this turn. So I get multiplication, and what am I supposed to do other than, well, pass? I then have Dovelgus. Dovelgus can bring me my Hela to the field, and Hela can give me Frody, so I can make a formidable board. Unfortunately, there is Verte Anaconda, and I have to definitely clear Verte, so I tribute Frody as well, so he doesn't bring out frickin' Dragoon. He then has another Darky, and that is again unlimited resources. There's a card that's not loading, cool. But in the end, he ends on a Yuki Ono in 2 Eldritch. I have Balancer Lord, and that is not looking bad, because Balancer Lord can help. I still pass the turn. If the time is right, I need Nabla or anything else to make that happen. And he has not much cards in deck left. He has 9 cards in deck left, and I think, okay, maybe I can deck him out. But he just passes turn, and I get the Nabla, which was crazy. I get the Nabla, normal sound balance a lot, activate Nabla, get out multiplication from deck, and do the combo. There's Final Sigma, trigger both multiplication and Nabla engrave, and that was the moment where I was, yes, I have it! With 300 life points, I deal 12,000 damage in one swoop. That was amazing, I love it. After probably the greatest comeback in human history, I will go to the next... to game number 2, and he starts off with those synchro shenanigans again. And let me tell you, you are seeing the sped up version. I had to sit through all of this in real time, and we had no turn timer. Lucky. He activates Hakuero, and I get boss fight and boss room, which gives me boss stage. Boss stage triggers, I get Ruggles because I have Frody in hand, and there are enough tokens. So then when he does something, normal summons Banshee, I get out Frody, and he activates Mayakashi Return, brings himself another Mayakashi to hand. There's still one card that is not loading. I don't know what this is. And he has the Yoko, and clears my Frody, which used its effect, I think, and sets 2 cards in defense because he doesn't want to get Final Sigma'd again. And with 4 set in the back row and, well, 4 on the field, I get another Frody because I just pass my turn. On his turn, I get the Frody, and he wants to negate, so I activate boss room, pitch a multiplication, and get my 3 tokens as well as the Frody. He activates Monster Reborn, and look at that board, that is so massive. He then destroys my boss stage, which is terrible for me. And I clear 3 of his on his side of the field, and we have to like discard 2 or send 2 to the grave. I don't know what happened there. Like, those duels, they are like a fading memory. Then there is Ducky, which brings itself back, and Yoko, and do you see what I've been suffering through? Oh my god, that is totally not fun. I don't know why he didn't hit into my Generators, but that makes me overlay into Entablathnir, and he brings out Eldritch. But I can't banish 1 card, which is going to be the big boy himself. So on this turn, I just can bring back Nabla and make Magma, because I didn't had the multiplication, and I can give myself Super Factorial. I have enough engrave, and then I activate a Super Factorial, and I made a terrible mistake. I clicked. So I only get 2 out and get another Magma. I wanted to get 3 out because I can do that. Unluckily enough, I couldn't, so I just have Magma. He clears my boss room. There's Mizuki, and he can hit into my Magma, which gives me another trap, which is again Super Factorial, but it is more than enough on the field to take that game. It's game 3. Oh my god, this is so long. I want to stop. Never play this deck again. Please, Pepperoni, don't. He brings out freaking Rainbow Neos and sends my whole back row to the deck. So he sinks in a lot of damage, and what am I supposed to do right now? I have boss room and Frody, like, what the fuck? I just surrender after game 3. That was the weirdest fucking turn of events I've ever had. Well, we lose that as well. And for stage 2, 3, we have Raynite with his Goki deck, and I get division and subtraction and addition on the field and overlay into Laplacian and rip a card out of his hand. Unfortunately, it's the Phoenix Blade, so nothing happened. I set 1, and he brings out Suprex on his turn. Links off into Isolde, activates his Goki effects. He has 2 freaking Ash in hand. Like, oh my god, when am I supposed to do? And Imperial Order. Like, if I see this right now, this game is so done, because it goes totally against anything that I'm trying here. He has Goki the Power Load Ogre, which is, I think, its name is Towers. Like, its nickname is like a Towers guy. And there is Codebreaker, Virus Berserker, Virus Swordsman, Predator Plant, Verte Anaconda. And that Anaconda sends Red Eyes Fusion to bring out Dragoon. Like, do you think I have any chance to win this? Do you think this really? Do you? Huh? He then stops my division and hits in for enough to take that game. And it's game 2. I'm going first again. I have boss fight twice, Balancer Lord and a Billion Blade, which is okay-ish at least. He then has a Sky Striker card with, I think, Hornet drones, so brings out a token, and I get my tokens as well. Then he has Goki Guts and Isolde gets, I think it was the Fog Blade, or was it the rematch? I think it was the Fog Blade. He's doing a lot of Goki stuff because why not? And there is a link for Goki, the Power Load Ogre. Activates Goki, rematch brings 2, and there is Codebreaker, Virus Swordsman, 0 Day, Virus Berserker. Brings out 0 Day and Virus Swordsman back. No, Virus Swordsman? I completely blanked here. He then hit into my Frody and it's looking not good. I get the boss quest, which is luckily very good, but Ash. Then I want to hit into the Goki because I have Billion Blade and I can make it just bigger than the Power Lord Ogre. Unfortunately, he has the Fog Blade and that stops anything that my Balancer Lord wants to do. Then I get my Nidhogg and like he just can hit over it. What am I supposed to do here? He has another Isolde, activating Octistretch and Suprex Engrave. Like so many searching. There's so much searching. Fireflint Lady, Goki rematch. And there's a Goki Guts and a Re-Scorpio. Another Power Load Ogre. Like there are 2 of them now. What am I supposed to do? Luckily he cannot hit into me. Like he has to remove the Fog Blade or the Balancer Lord. And then I want to activate boss stage on his turn and I cannot because he has another Ash. He then has a Verte Anaconda and I flip up Induction, which I cannot really activate. I just can make my Balancer Lord bigger. But that is definitely not enough to take it because Dragoon is just too big and that's game for Innate. We go now to the boss battle. Coming to this week's boss battle, we are playing against Reigning Card Games, the Generator boss of Solitaire. It's the title that he chose, and maybe you know him from his series where he did Sealed Only 6 Samurai and recently Sealed Only Dragoonity, and those series are very, very amazing. I hope you check him out. The link is, of course, in the description below. Wow. I am like on my peak today regarding speech. Going to the duel, I win the die roll 12-11. Not close at all. Game 1. I decided to go first because I'm playing Generators. Of course I want to go first. But my hand didn't like that. I said 1 and pass. On his turn, he gets his counter collecting cards, the Dojo, Temple, and 6 Times United, brings out Isolde.
Into Isolde?
Yeah.
Isolde effect.
Yes.
Add me a second effect.
Yes.
All of these yeses are making me worried settings.
So you know this is for episode 2.
Oh yeah, that makes sense then.
All those yeses mean there is not much in the hand trap department.
Okay, so special summon.
Yeah. And then makes a Battle Shogun, gets Gateway, and from there it was basically over since he could produce infinite tokens with his blue and red 6 Samurai.
I'm going to declare infinite counters on everything that can hold a Bushido counter. So, tribute is up, repeat.
Oh my god.
So,
yeah.
Everything except for United has infinite.
Yeah.
Gateway effect. We will add that. We will add that. Just want to add that. Let's add that.
Fucking hell. This is amazing.
Gonna add that. Gonna add that. Let's add that.
Yeah, that gave him access to literally any card in his deck. And that's actually what he did. He searched every monster in his deck. Then we could make a full board through Saryuja. He ended on Shien, Naturia Beast, Abyss Dweller, Borosword, and a Grandmaster. And it was just overkill. What am I supposed to do with one set? Balance a lot. Like nothing. Game 2. I decided to go first again. And this time my hand was way better. I set 2 and had a boss stage. And this boss stage, on his turn, got me a Dovelgus, plus tokens. The Dovelgus effect activates in a standby, gives me Frody from hand, and then he had time to start his turn. I protect my effects with the Generator boss room and hope he has no infinity combo again. Actually, he has 2 red and 1 blue, so he could go into this infinity combo, but the moment he tries to play around my Frody, the moment he realizes he has to play around my Frody, he struggles a bit and then destroys my set induction, which was actually there to bluff, which is great that he got rid of it, and links into Isolde, and then I chain Frody to destroy 2. He gets off his search and draw 2 cards, but I clear his board and he has no normal summon left. Still, he could end the turn on his Borosword, but nothing less. He attacked both of my bosses and ended his turn. My turn. I set a monster and 1 back row pass. His turn. I get my Frody and 3 tokens, and his resources are very limited due to me draining him the previous turn. But he top decks Smoke Signal, which enables him a bit, at least to get 2 6-Ams. And there I stop him by extending, by destroying the Borosword and Mizuho, hoping the draws that he gets from Frody are suboptimal. In actuality, he gets a Temple of the Six and Kizan, which is not enough to make a large board. He kills my token and my set Balancer Lord, which is a-okay, and he ends his turn. On my turn, I just attack the Hatsume and pass my turn. On his turn again, I get my Dovelgus and 3 tokens. The Dovelgus gives me the Nidhogg from hand, and the Nidhogg completely stops him and he just attacks into one of my tokens. Set 1 card. Then I will overlay Frody and Dovelgus into
Big snack.
Phantom Fortress and Tablethnir. It's episode 2, so I have some upgrades already. I will detach the Frody and banish your Kizan. I will then put Nidhogg into attack and will go to battle and swing for 5,000.
Combined, correct?
Yes, 29, 21. Oh, Temple. So it's 48.
Yeah, so
48.
48. Yes.
I want to stay correct here. And I will pass my turn.
Draw for turn.
Yeah.
Tokens.
Draw phase. Yeah, of course I will trigger it, but I'm thinking what I will get here.
Either way, you do have it, because...
Yes, I would get Naglfar in this situation. Game 3. He is going first. Sets up a huge board with the Xyz Shien, a Battle Shogun, Grandmaster, and another 6 Samurai monster. But those don't stay long as he goes into Saryuja, and that gives him enough advantage to build an infinite counter loop again. Setting up an Appaloosa with 4 negates, Naturia Beast, Shien, Saryuja, and that pivots into a final board of Boroload Savage, Shien, Naturia Beast, Great Shogun Shien, and Appaloosa. Still 4 negates. So, looking at that board, tell me, do you see any way out for me? No? Because I don't either. On my turn, I just set 1 and 3 back row. Okay, draw for turn.
Right,
oh my
board.
fuck.
Right break. Oh yeah. Also, the
Set-
temple has a 1 million counter, so all your monsters have minus 1 million attack.
Yep. I mean, they stop at 0. Set 3 and pass turn.
Draw for turn. Stand.
Break my board.
All right. I accept your challenge.
Yeah. Over to his turn. He just pops my set balance a lot, which is like for the third game I set balance a lot. And then he just swings in for well over lethal. Wow, that was kind of a roller coaster this episode. I am just happy that we got some kind of... Well, we got some kind of base that we can work on next week. Our deck is still not looking great, but I think there is a shimmer of hope at the end of the tunnel. Cards like Enter Blathnir are very, very powerful, and the World Legacy Monstrosity can put in some work if we like maybe get a second one. So I'm looking forward to next week. What I still wanted to tell you, since I've been gone for such a long time where I wasn't like uploading videos, this channel has still grown over 300 subscribers, which is freaking insane. I haven't been uploading. Where have you all coming from? Like, I don't even know how to talk. I don't know how to do English. I am very grateful for that. So I still hope you are going to watch every episode and share those episodes with your friends, or maybe even watch it with someone else together. And I hope you enjoy them. So I'm actually working on episode 3 right now, hoping to get it like done soon, so I don't have to worry about it getting maybe late or close to the upload date. I'm really enjoying getting back into those episodes, and I hope you enjoy them as well. So that's it for this episode of Boss Rush. It's way longer than I expected it to be. I think it's going to be like 40 minutes or something, which is stupid. I want it like down to 20 or like 25, and I can't get it done. But let me know what you think about this episode down below in the comments. Maybe you subscribe and give this video a like. I would really appreciate it a lot. And thank you so much for watching. And see you in the next one next week, Saturday. See you then. Bye bye.
What if my deck sucks?
That would really suck.
What if I lose every game?
That would also suck.
What if they feed me to a bunch of wild dogs?
What?
That last part was just for the rhyme scheme.
Okay.
What if my deck sucks?
That would suck.
What if I lose every game?
That would also suck.
What if they feed me to a bunch of wild bucks?
Huh?
I guess we're sticking to the animal thing.